A mother is facing charges after driving the wrong way on a parkway, resulting in a crash that killed her son. You're watching Newsday TV. Thank you for joining us. I'm Drew Scott. Police say Carrie Bedrick is charged with driving the wrong way while impaired with drugs. A patrol officer tried to stop the Centerport woman, but she refused. Police say 9-year-old Eli Henrys was wearing his seatbelt in the back seat of the car at the time.
To give you an idea of the severity of the impact, the engine of the wrong way driving vehicle was thrown from that vehicle into the woods some distance from the collision point itself.
The 32-year-old driver was released from the hospital today and was booked by state police. She will be arraigned tomorrow morning. Officers described the scene as just traumatizing.
State troopers jumped in the ambulance with that boy and continued to perform CPR while en route to Southside Hospital. However, their efforts were unsuccessful, and the boy was pronounced once they arrived at the hospital.
Now, it happened on the Southern State Parkway near exit 42 in Bay Shore. Police are asking anyone who may have witnessed the vehicle to call 631-756-3300. A small plane slid into a ditch on Shelter Island today. Shelter Island Town Police say there were no injuries, thankfully. There were 2 people on board the single-engine Cessna 182. It happened around 1 p.m. The FAA is now investigating. 2 Nassau residents filed a lawsuit against the county's mask ban. Court records say it discriminates against people with disabilities by depriving them of equal access to public life. Bruce Blakeman's mask ban makes it a misdemeanor for anybody wearing a mask or facial covering in public to hide their identity. There is a fine of up to $1,000. County numbers find nearly 50 homes in northern Suffolk have major damage from last weekend's rainstorm. Officials are building a temporary road for residents on Mill Creek Road. Health officials are also warning residents to use caution when handling sediment left behind by Sunday's storm, since it can contain bacteria from cesspool waste. It's been a team effort to rescue fish from the dried out mill pond, and volunteers were able to rescue 10 carp. Nearly 50 people showed up to help out. Today was move-in day for Stony Brook University students after a 3-day delay from the storm. 2 residence halls were flooded. Some students were assigned to live at a Holiday Inn for the time being. Classes are starting on Monday. Kamala Harris set to take the stage tonight in Chicago for day 4 of the DNC. Sherry Einhorn spoke to Long Island voters on what they think of the Democratic presidential nominee.
November, we will come together and declare with one voice, as one people, we are moving forward.
Kamala Harris all the way. Absolutely.
Energy, enthusiasm, and hope, words some Long Island voters are using to describe the impact Vice President Kamala Harris is having in the Democratic Party.
I think she brings energy. She brings fresh ideas. She's eager. She's, a go-getter. I just think, and she has all the qualifications. I mean, she was vice president, she was a senator, she was a district attorney. I mean, what more do you want from a person? I think she's great.
I'm not even listening to Democrats because I don't like their message, don't like what they did to the country over the last 3.5 years. Basically, that's it. There's nothing they can say that I would believe they would do to change things.
She would be the next president, and that she'll do us some justice, especially people of color.
Some local politicians say the choice for president couldn't be more clear.
She's the total opposite of our other choice. She's about unity, not being divisive. She's not self-serving. I believe that Harris will make a great presidential candidate, a great president.
What makes her such a good candidate for Long Island in particular is that she's speaking about middle-class, common-sense values. She wants to restore the state and local tax deduction that, in fact, Donald Trump took away from us.
Based on what's happening here at the convention, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand says she's expecting a large voter turnout come November.
A lot more people are engaged that were staying home before. perhaps more women, perhaps more communities of color, perhaps more young people are interested in who Kamala Harris is and what she will do as president.
In Chicago, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Thank you, Sherry, and you can read more from our team in Chicago on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. The Manhattan School District has changed its team names from Indians to Set. A letter from the district says that the nickname has been used by students and staff already. A coach tells Newsday that the district has updated the gym, the turf, and got new uniforms. Manhasset was one of 13 Long Island districts affected by the state's ban on using Native American names as well as imagery. The Dalai Lama attracted thousands of followers to UBS Arena today. People traveled from across the country to see him.
He training our minds have to be happier, because the goal of our life and meaning of our life to be happy, right? To be joyful.
Well, the 89-year-old made an appearance in Elmont this morning. The Tibetan spiritual leader had knee surgery earlier this summer. Visitors in Elmont today called it a blessing to see him. First in Newsday, Amazon is moving forward with its plan to open another warehouse on Long Island. This project is planned for Route 110 in Melville. The site has been used for warehousing since the 1970s, with Ruby's Costume Company being its most recent tenant. This will be the 9th Amazon warehouse on Long Island. Ivarone Brothers has opened up a new location. The new Garden City store is the 7th store for the company. The owner tells Newsday that he spent 15 months building this store and is dedicating this one to his family, who are from Garden City. John Gotti III is ready to step back into the ring with Floyd Mayweather Jr. after chaos in the ring last year. And Carissa Kelman has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
I've seen the worst that he's going to bring. If he brings it again, I'll be ready.
John Gotti III will return to the ring in Mexico on August 24th to face a familiar opponent, legendary boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr., after last year's 8-round exhibition ended in a controversial stoppage.
All of Floyd Mayweather's fights his whole career, never once he came out that aggressive in any fight. So completely caught me off guard.
Floyd threw more punches in the first 4 rounds of this fight than any fight in his career in the first 4 rounds. He threw more punches in 2-minute rounds than he does in 3-minute rounds.
The aggression continued after the fight was stopped, when a brawl between both camps broke out in the ring.
The person that initiated and started all of it was Floyd. If you watch the fight, Floyd was trash talking right away. John only began to talk back to him. The referee came over to our corner and warned us. I told the ref, go warn them. He said he would. A half a round later, he stopped the fight.
I felt they abruptly stopped the fight. So we clinched. I mean, you see clinching in boxing every day. There was nothing abnormal that happened. And I felt I was starting to feel good in the fight. My better rounds were the 5th and 6th rounds. So when they stopped it, I was frustrated. You know, I acted on impulse and emotion.
Floyd was looking for a way out. I'm not going to say that, John was going to win or knock him out. But I'll say he was coming back. Floyd seemed to be fading, and at that point, it's just an easy way to make a controversial exit, and that's why we have a rematch.
Mayweather has had just 2 rematches in his entire career, and now Gotti will be the 3rd overall and 2nd to face him again in an exhibition.
The thing is now is I got to fight him, so I got to see exactly what I'm dealing with. I want to show what I'm really capable of and how ferocious I am in the ring, and I think we'll show it this time.
He's not coming in there because it's a great opportunity. Now it's personal.
I'm ready for a fight this time. I'm not going to box, I'm going to fight.
From Syosset, Carissa Kelman, Newsday TV.
And you can read more about exclusive sports stories on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, here's what's up on Long Island.
Knows it's these 3 they've been coming to see.
See the Lords of 52nd Street. They play Saturday night at the Suffolk in Riverhead.
This is the apartment of a man named Jeffries, a news photographer whose beat used to
It's the 70th anniversary of the Rear Window. You can see a screening of the Hitchcock classic starring Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly on the big screen. It's playing at several theaters across the island on Sunday in Westbury, Farmingdale, Holtsville, and Deer Park. How about that? One Night of Queen is playing in Farmingville. See Gary Mullen and the Works perform their world-renowned live concert at the Catholic Health Amphitheater at Bald Hill on Saturday. For admission info and for more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage. Now let's take a look at your Long Island weather. Partly cloudy tonight with lows around 60 degrees. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine and a high of 80. Here's a look at your planner for Friday. And now let's take a look at your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Drew Scott. Thank you for joining us.